Data removal services. Which one should you choose? Well, today we're comparing 3 popular options: Incogni, DeleteMe, and Aura. They all do a great job removing your personal information from data broker sites and people search sites, but they each go about it in a slightly different way with their own unique features. In this video, we'll explain the key differences between Incogni, DeleteMe, and Aura, as well as give you a broad overview of things that you should be considering when checking out a data removal service. All right, let's get into it. Let's begin with setup. So getting started with a data removal service involves entering your personal information into a profile or a data sheet that the service uses to scan and match against the data broker's information. Each service handles your information a little differently, so we'd recommend checking out their specific data security policies just so that you feel 100% confident sharing it with them. For the most part, you can share as much or as little as you want, but do keep in mind that the more information that you provide, the more that they'll be able to find and remove. Incogni may have the simplest setup of the 3, asking for the least amount of information to get up and running. Like the other 2, you're able to add multiple mailing addresses, multiple email addresses, and phone numbers, anything that could be associated with your name. DeleteMe is also very easy, though their data sheet is a bit more thorough. For example, they ask for things like your employer and family information, but also a redacted image of your ID, since some data brokers actually require that to process removal requests. And the process is just as simple with Aura as well. And actually, since the core of Aura's service is identity theft protection, you're able to share even more. But one thing that did stand out with Aura is that they ask for your social security number in order to successfully complete data removal requests from certain brokers in a similar way that DeleteMe asks for your ID. So something to be aware of there. Now, once you enter in your information with any of these services, they immediately get started on removals. All 3 have online dashboards where you can track progress of the removals, things like how many removal requests have been sent, how many are in progress, and how many have been completed. But note that Aura is the only one with a mobile app. The other 2, Incogni and DeleteMe, only have the web portals. So definitely something to consider if you have a strong preference for one or the other. One way to evaluate data removal services is by the number of brokers that they cover. Now, these numbers do change since the services are always adding more brokers, but here's where things stand at the time of this video. Incogni currently covers 424 brokers, and what's even better is that they have an interactive, searchable list of those brokers if you want to find a specific one. Aura says they cover over 130 brokers, though unfortunately they don't publish a specific list. And DeleteMe covers 86 brokers through their basic plan, though they advertise over 850 total through their custom removals and higher tiered plans. This is a good example of some of the fine print with these services. There can be different subscription tiers with different levels of coverage, but also the removal processes that they use can vary quite a bit. For example, many removals are automated, which have the benefit of being very fast. Removals can also be manual, where a human advisor gets involved. That's a slower process, but can be more effective when dealing with difficult sites. Then there are custom removals, which are a type of manual removal where a human needs to step in to take down some information. That is a case that maybe you find your personal information on a website that isn't listed in the default set of data brokers advertised by a particular data removal service. You can submit a request that the service takes down the information from that specific site. Just keep in mind that data removal services can't remove everything, even though you may request that a certain piece of information be taken down, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. For example, social media posts, government records, or press articles, those are examples of things that data removal services generally can't remove. Here's how the 3 services stack up in terms of their removal process. Aura has fully automated removals, so you're limited to the brokers that they already cover, though you can request specific ones be added. Incogni is also fully automated at their standard plan, but if you upgrade to their unlimited plan, you can get unlimited custom removals. And DeleteMe, they use a hybrid model, automation plus human advisors. The standard plan even includes 10 custom removals each quarter, but because of that human element, the removals generally take longer than a fully automated service. What's the speed and frequency of data removals with Incogni, Aura, and DeleteMe? That often depends on the broker itself. Some comply right away, others take a few days, some could even take weeks or months. Incogni was the fastest acting of these services that we tested because it's automated and has such a large number of brokers covered by that automation. It was quick to add up a ton of completed removal requests, nearly 80 in the first day alone. Aura also moved quickly. In just over a week, they sent 39 requests. And with DeleteMe, you get your initial results after 7 days. And for us, they were able to remove 42 listings in that time. Now, what's really great about these data removal services is that they continue to monitor and rescan for your personal information on these data broker sites, even after a data removal request is completed, because the data brokers, they never really stop trying to collect your info. Incogni automatically rescans brokers every 60 to 90 days, so they're always keeping the pressure on these sites. Aura also does rescans, but it's not entirely clear how frequently they're doing it. For example, if you look at a completed removal request, some of them say that the next scan will be a year out. However, when we talked to Aura support, they told us that the rescans are near continuous. DeleteMe, on the other hand, is very clear on this. They rescan their covered data brokers every 90 days and automatically add any new ones, which is all detailed for you in a quarterly privacy report. And that's a good segue to reporting. How does a data removal service quantify and explain what they're doing for your privacy? In our experience, each service goes about it in a slightly different way, and some offer more visibility than others. DeleteMe has really great quarterly reporting. Every 3 months, you get a privacy report put together by a DeleteMe privacy advisor that shows you how many listings were reviewed, removed, and which brokers still have your info. And it's detailed down to exactly what information each broker had and whether or not it's been removed. Incogni also provides a really good amount of transparency, particularly with day-to-day updates. You can check on the status of a request, see what specific data was removed, how long it took. Plus, you can search for specific data brokers or requests. When it comes to reporting, Incogni does send you a monthly report that summarizes everything that it did for you, but it's basically the same information that you already see when logging into the online dashboard. And looking at Aura, it has the least amount of visibility of the three. You'll be informed of the total number of removals. You can see that there was a removal from a specific broker on a specific day, but you aren't informed of what specific information that broker had on you and what exactly was removed. What about subscriptions with data removal services? Because removals can take months and brokers are always trying to recollect your data, these services are designed for long-term use. Annual plans are the norm, though some services do offer monthly options. Incogni offers both annual and monthly plans at their standard level, but in order to get custom removals, you're gonna have to upgrade to their unlimited plan, and that's only available annually. Now, Aura also has monthly and annual options available, and it's typically the priciest of the three, but know that the data removal is actually just one aspect of the Aura service. Their bread and butter is identity theft protection and insurance. But in addition to the data removal, they also offer a VPN, antivirus, and a password manager all in one subscription. Taking a look at DeleteMe, there's only an annual plan. You cannot go month to month, but consider that with DeleteMe's standard plan, you're getting 10 custom removals per quarter included, and that's something that the other services do not offer. The good news is that you typically save quite a bit of money when you sign up for a long-term plan with one of these services versus a monthly plan. So definitely check out the links in the description below to see what the best current pricing is for each of the providers. Wrapping it up, which data removal service should you choose? Go with Incogni if you want the most coverage for automated removals and the most visibility with day-to-day removal updates. Go with Aura if you want data removal that's bundled with a full digital security suite, identity theft protection and insurance, antivirus, VPN, password manager, and more. Go with DeleteMe if you're looking for a great balance of automation and human oversight. Their privacy advisors help to make it an extremely thorough service with detailed quarterly privacy reports and custom removals from over 850 sites. Still deciding on a data removal service? Check out our best data removal services page over on Security.org.